finally, after 67 chapters, he finally did it. Cue the intro. How goes it, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to be summarizing and looking at a few comments as well as reviewing this week's chapter of A Gently Raised Beast, or A Beast Raised Well, chapter 67. At the start of the chapter, Amon is hanging out with Hala and Shanti while they're looking at the Emperor get treated by the Imperial physician. Because Shanti attacked the Emperor back in chapter 66 because he was being mentally persuaded or brainwashed by Joseph, who was being coerced or manipulated by Adelaide. Luckily, Amon was able to grab Shanti by the scruff and break the mental persuasion that Joseph had over Shanti to prevent him from really hurting the Emperor. So, the mental persuasion or brainwashing ability that Joseph possesses is only over the weaker-minded divine beast. Now, jumping to present, Hala was roughhousing Shanti for what he did, and he was saying that he was just playing and that he was sort of not in control. So Amon comes over and asks him, do you have an ability to change your eye color? He's like, what are you talking about? No, I don't have that ability. And so Amon hits him and walks away and says, never mind, forget it. And Shanti's like, why are you asking me that? But okay, whatever. And so Amon walks off by himself, thinking about the fact that he needs to talk to the elders because of everything that's been happening, from the quietness and stillness of the forest to the dead butterflies that he found on the forest floor, as well as he wanted to mention about Shanti's eyes changing color and him acting out of character. And then he also wanted to mention about what Hala had mentioned to him back in chapter 65 about the fact of the two of the divine beasts had gone missing, but he was saying, Amon, that one of the divine beasts likes to travel and that maybe he's traveling, but he would look into it because Hala felt something about it, and usually her intuition that about certain things are correct, so he wanted to act on it before something happened. And the fact that she said that it might just be because the fact that she's pregnant and the baby might just make her sensitive to the things around her. So he wanted to mention that to the elders to see if there's anything about what's going on that might help solve the situation, which he might find out about the prophecy, which is about Joseph and his clan, that they're able to control the weaker minded divine beast, which I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen when he goes to talk to the elders. So, coming back as he's thinking all of this, Brittany comes up behind him and asks Amon, what's wrong? You know what's wrong? You know your face, something's wrong. And he's like, oh, nothing's wrong. Shanti's fine. And I'm going to go talk to the Emperor later on to hash everything out to make sure I rectify the situation because that shouldn't have happened. And she's like, no, is there anything wrong with you? And he's like, no, I'm okay. Let's just go enjoy our time at the dance. They've spent some time at the dance and now they're on the balcony resting. And Brittany mentions to Amon how great of a dancer he's become since he's been practicing. So back in chapter 62, he was learning how to dance with Lark. Amon then tells her, I've been waiting for this dance for so long. I couldn't wait any longer. So he tells her, I've asked the Emperor and Lark for advice, and he ends up pulling this ring out of his pocket and said he didn't want to give her anything simple. He wanted to give her only the best. And he says he couldn't wait any longer. And he finally asks her and pops the question, will you marry me? After he puts the ring on her hand, not giving her an option whether to say no. And in the process, he tells her, well, this cat, which in all of the chapters up to this point, Brittany has referred to Amon as her cat. So he basically throws it back at her like, look, I've struggled this far, and you've said back a few chapters that you're going to take responsibility for me, so now it's time for you to take responsibility. Now, Brittany starts laughing, and I think the reason why she's laughing is because quite a few chapters back, she thought that Lucy, the maid, that Amon had a crush on her, and that she assumed that they wanted to be together, and she pushed down her feelings like, whatever, this is nothing like that. He's just my cat, and that's it. But now she realized, like, oh, it wasn't that. I was just using excuses because when he was in heat, he was kissing on me, and I thought it was just a a heat thing that would be anybody, which she didn't realize that he liked her and was in love with her. And now it's come to the realization that it was all for her and none of that other stuff. So that's why I think she was laughing. So she said yes, even though he really didn't give her a choice. But she said yes, and that's how the chapter ended. Now, let's look at a few of the comments in the comment section. I thought the ring was supposed to be put on after she agrees. If she had a choice, hey, give that cat a break. He's trying. Probably part of the reason why Blondina laughed a little before agreeing. Comment down below if you agree with that comment. Is that part of the reason why she laughed is because of the way he proposed? Oh, progress. Now, let's take 5 steps backwards. Ha, that's how it is with drama now, isn't it? At least the confession didn't get delayed until during the drama or after. It came before. Ha, finally! Just like the response to that comment said, usually we would get interrupted and he wouldn't get his proposal in, but we were able to get ours in, so finally. They were so close to figuring out that the princess is a big bit, but no, they got sidetracked by feelings. Guards, someone's salty. Get him out of here. I am glad Brittany didn't say something stupid like, didn't you love my maid? What about her feelings? I thought she already knew he was in love with her. Buddy, that shenanigans has been over since ages now. If you would like to hear and view the full chapter, check out my Patreon link in the description box below. I thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to my channel only if you want to, and I'll see you guys in the next one.